Alright, welcome back to Fix It Up. Today we got this MR2 here. We've already done the Mark V Supra, but we have still yet to do any customization on the MR2. I know it's been almost 2 weeks since the update, but I literally got zero sleep last night. So we will see exactly how this goes here customizing this thing, but I love the looks of these. Second car in the game now with pop-ups after the RX-7, which I think is awesome. And I have driven one of these a little bit, or as I've driven his with, I think it was the V8 or the V6. I don't remember exactly, but it was pretty good. It was moving. These things have a really quick acceleration, it seems. So we'll test it all out fully here today, figure out the fitment for this, figure out the tunes for the engine that I picked, which will probably be the V6, and we'll see how good we can make this thing. I don't know what color I want to go. I kind of want to go a little different than normal. I might go with like a yellow, because I normally just go with like a light pink, a light blue. But I want to go something a bit different than I normally do. I might just not go that different though and go with a white, because the white doesn't look bad on it at all. Either that, or since this has the whole body trim here with black along the side, I could go with like a black. And that actually doesn't look bad at all. I think I'm gonna stick with this. And if you didn't see, spoiler alert, but in the 6mm opening, didn't really get much. And then we streamed the other day, and at the end of the stream, I was just going to end it, but then someone had told me to go over to the auctions and open an auction, and I had already bought an MR2, so this is the one that I had bought, but then I went over to the auctions, opened one auction, and got an MR2 right off the bat, so that was very interesting. I am not complaining, because now I have two MR2s. But we'll start with throwing that air suspension in there, and then yeah, I want to get the whole V6 engine. I got a decent bit of money. I don't need to buy a second engine block, though. That could be bad, but I could start with buying a whole engine here for this thing, and I could just replace it all right here. We'll dump that whole thing out. Alright, there's that. Transmission, definitely taking that out, and putting in the 7-speed DCT. But another thing I was going to say, well, first let me just grab this, because if I grab this, that means I don't need to fix up an engine for a different car, and I can just throw this in it. But I was gonna say, if you're not in the Discord, you wouldn't know, and if you haven't seen, I put a poll up asking people what they would think about a car mechanic simulator video. And almost everybody that voted on it said they would love to see one. So that is the plan for possibly tomorrow, although tomorrow will be a stream, but either tomorrow or sometime in the middle of next week, we'll do the first video on Car Mechanic Simulator and see how that does. And if people are enjoying that, I can keep going with it. And I still will probably keep continuing the Mon Bazoo, but not as many people enjoyed it and watched it as I expected. So I'd rather do what people want to see rather than just what I want to do, because I could always just play that in my free time. But so that's how that's going a little bit. But now we got to figure out some wheels to put on this thing. What are these white wheels on it right now? Which I actually don't mind the black with the white wheels. It's got like these clear, are those the directionals? Those might be like the blinkers. Either that or running lights, but they're probably the blinkers. I like the looks of them being clear and these being clear, the blinkers in the back. And that also helps with the white wheels, so I might just get another white wheel to put on it. I don't know exactly what wheels I want to go with yet. Also, in that same stream that I pulled the MR2, I had a pair of, not those, these wheels, and a 31-inch rim, so they were pretty rare to get. I ended up selling them for 1.8, so that's why I have a decent bit of money. I sold them to Lando, and the first thing he did was come over here and paint them lime green. So if you ever see those wheels in a lime green, and they're massive, you know it's Lando. But that's besides the point. We can get to the wheels on this thing. Don't know what the fitment's going to be exactly. Let me actually lower it, see what the fitment is on these, and then we can go from there. Okay, we got the car lowered. In the back, they're going to need to go maybe 40 more. And in the front, they could probably go 20 more. So they don't seem like they're going to need to be extremely wide wheels. What's the size we got on them right now? They are a 260, so 280 in the front, 300 in the back is what we'll try. Take all of these off. And I don't really like these. I think these are the ones that I have on it right now, or that it came with, but I don't really like those ones as much as the deep dished ones that have actually like a bit of a lip, like these or these. So I might just find some of those or these, but I don't know about these because I always put these on like the Supras and stuff. I don't know how good they would look on the MR2. Oh, well, game's updating. Hopefully that's not the full update that's supposed to be coming tomorrow, because I was planning on doing a live stream for that. We'll see what this update's about. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see and check what this update's about, because that was very unexpected. Where did my car go? Hopefully, oh, maybe it's just the game being broken. I don't know. Hopefully they didn't just steal my MR2. Shutting down for update. Why did it put me in a public server? What is going on? It just threw me in a public server. It normally pops up with a box up in the top saying what the update was. It's a very weird time for the update. One thing I am going to go check is if they remove contracts. Don't know why it put me and I guess all my other people who were on, my friends who were on, got in the same public server. Contracts are still here. Nothing new in this shop. This guy's a little confused about the rotary, but those have been here. There's nothing new in there. And let me go check. None of the Roblox cars are different. And there goes Aura flying in his Challenger. Is there any new auction cars, though? We'll see if this is an actual update. No. What about junkyard cars? Corvette? No, nothing. Nothing happened. So they didn't seem to add anything or take anything out. So I don't know what that's about. All right, well, it seems like there is a new code. I think that's the code. Yeah, okay, so script.leo adds 50k to your wallet. I don't know if that's all they added or not, but I'll keep you updated. All right, well, that seems to be all they added was just that new code, but we can get back into doing these wheels. That was very unexpected, but at least it wasn't the full update because I was not ready for that update to come out yet. Should still be coming out tomorrow. But back to figuring out what wheels I want for this thing. You can raise it up, take all these off. I think I was doing 280 in the front, 300 in the back. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I think I'm going to use these wheels. I never really use them that much. We'll try these ones and see how it looks. I want to do the front wheels first because those always seem to be more difficult when they pop through the front fenders. So 18 to 80. I'll start with one of those and a 20. I might end up going and putting sport tires on it or something, but we'll see. But for now, I can just do this. All right, let's see how these are looking on the front. Okay, so if I want it to be lowered, we're gonna need to go even wider than that. How are the 280s on the back? Still gonna need to be wider, so probably 300 on the front, 320 on the back. Let's try that out. 300, and then we'll grab the 20 tire again. All right, hopefully this is good on the front. Let's drop it down just to see how it looks when it's actually fully down. Still gonna need to be wider. It doesn't look like it's poking through the fender, so that's a good sign. Actually, before that despawns, let me put it on the back, see how it looks on the back. The front and the back might be the same size. I don't know, I'm gonna grab a 320 and see what that's looking like on the front and on the back and see if I just need to do that front and back or if we need a 340 on the back. These are getting wider than I expected. All right, here we go. We'll lower it down just to fully make sure. A V5 spawn, so I'll probably go grab that in a second, but that's looking good in the front. How are we looking in the back? Okay, I could probably go with 340 in the back. The 320s in the front is good, so let me start with painting these. There's the first one done. We'll slap that on, and that doesn't look bad. So I think I will just stick with these wheels. Let me grab another one of these. And I'm just gonna stick with these tires. Why not? Makes it easier rather than going down all the way to the other city. And I don't really have the inventory space right now to carry the wheels or tires somewheres. So there's that. Check that out. Or that's not the back one. That's the other side front one. What am I doing? All right. Front left is done and on. Now I need to get these back ones done quickly before that V7 despawns so I can go get that. Or not V7, the V7s don't spawn anymore. V5. There we go. We'll check first just to make sure. That should be fine when it gets lowered. Hopefully it goes in a little bit more. There we go. One done. Time for the last one. Boom. All right. Throw that on, lower this thing down. Let's go get that V5 before it despawns, but let's check out to make sure. Back's looking good. I think it could be a little skinnier. Why does that one look a little wide on the front? I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out after I get this V5. V5 has been acquired. I need to figure out what I did wrong on these tires. I definitely did the wrong size on one of these sides in the front. I also think the 340s might be a little bit big. So I'm just gonna get rid of those. What did I do wrong here? That's a 320. I thought I got a 320 on the other front, no? Or just a 300. That is also a 320. Why does this one look good, but this one looks extra wide? I think it's not my fault. I think that they may have messed this up like they did with the AE86 then. What if I put this side on that side? That looks a little too wide. But on this side, it looks fine. Okay, so this must be the same kind of situation with the AE86 where they messed it up a little bit. So we're just gonna call it fine for now and throw that on there. I don't want to have mismatch like I did on the AE86. And I had 340s on the back, but what about if I was to put that on? 320 looks perfectly good on this side. 320's pretty good on that side too, so we'll just do 320s all the way around. That front left though is having a bit of an issue. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try a 300 on that front side. First we'll get that other 320 done. There we go. Let's paint this thing real quick and slap her on. And you go right here. So now, since the 320 was a little bit big on that other side, we'll try a 300 for now. We can always fix it if they do fix it and we need to put a 320 back on that side or some other kind of fitment, but for now, it's looking like we need to do a 300 for some odd reason. 300 on that side, 320 on this, and this side looks... 300 even looks a little bit further out than the 320 on this side, but oh well. We got 320s all the way around and a 300 on this front side here, which is sticking through a little bit. That side is as well. So we'll just go up one in the front and that should fix our issue there. Wheels look fine on that side and on that side. All right, well, I think it's pretty decent. That's a little upsetting that the tires in the front are different sizes like the AE86 when that first came out, but they did end up fixing it. So hopefully they fix the MR2. Another thing I almost forgot was let's go tint this thing. All right, since I have this car black, I'm gonna fully black it out. We'll do a 5% all the way around. Make it as dark as possible. I think that looks pretty good. All right, well now let's do a little stock speed test of this thing. I'm sure it can do some pretty good speeds. I don't think the top speed is all that crazy, but I know the acceleration is insane. This is at stock, and we're already at top speed. 139. So we can go tune this thing and see how much quicker it gets. I'm sure this can get under a 5-second on the drag strip. It doesn't have the highest top speed, so I'm sure it'll even top out on the drag strip, but the acceleration is so quick, I know it'll get a pretty decent time. All right, we're pulling into the dyno now, so we can tune this thing, get this thing up to speed, ship shape form. All right, so the first number 20, 47, 50, 35. I think, and then 50. Let me double check. Okay, yeah, those are the correct numbers. Let's apply this. Let's check out the horsepower this thing's making now to make sure that it's at max horsepower. And let's see what we're making. It's got 1275, 1237. That should be max speed. And we're just gonna leave these normal tires on it. Might as well. I don't really have the inventory space for another pair, and we already got them down with this and painted and everything, so I think it's fine. It's a pretty decent drifting car. It also likes to spin out a little bit, kind of like the S2K. But I guess we could do a tune speed test now. See what kind of speed this thing is getting. It is accelerating extremely fast, and we're already at max speed. So that was really quick. I guess now we can just bring this thing to the drag strip and see what kind of time we can get with this thing. And this car does not have an option to turn traction control off. Another V5. We will come right back here once I get that V5. I'm definitely gonna need to flip the other V5 I just got, but that is okay. That's why I got this extra engine. All right, one V5 out of my garage, another one in. Now we can finally do the drag strip testing, see what kind of times we can get on this thing. I'm also gonna start a little bit further back than I normally do, because I've been realizing if I go a little bit earlier and start a little further back, that was a little too late to start, but sometimes I can get some better times when I do that. 591. Definitely thought I could do better than that, and I know I can. That was kind of a bad start. I didn't realize how much it would spin out. You see that long burnout mark? Did not think it was going to be that long. Let me try one just like normal, being up close on the line. See how we can do here. May have been a little bit of an early shift into fourth. 561. I feel like it should be easier to get this thing under 5. Let me try and do this again, starting a little bit further back, and we go here. That should be good. See what kind of time we get this time. Is that a 5:39? 5:39. It might be possible to get it under 5, but it's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. There's not an option to turn traction control off, so it's not like that can help us out anymore. Maybe my thing is we need to turn the pop-ups on. Maybe with the pop-ups it'll do it faster, although that makes no sense. It makes sense to me. See if it's any better. I think that might be our fastest time. 5:38. See if we can get it any faster than that at all. Maybe some earlier shifts will help. There we go, 5:19. That's a lot faster. All right, well, I guess that about wraps it up on the MR2. I wish we could have it parked with the pop-up still up without having to sit in it, but that is okay with me. But I think these things look amazing. I love the pop-ups on them. The only issue I'm having with it is the tires in the front aren't exactly the same, which is a little bit weird, but that's how the AE86 was when it first came out, so hopefully they can fix that in tomorrow's update. So if they do fix it, I might check it on live stream, but I'm assuming it'll be 320s all the way around for the fitment that I went for. These back ones are a bit more tucked than the front ones, but that's also because I had to pick it up in the front. So I'll go with 17 rims and 320 all the way around for a slam to look, but I don't think it's terrible the way I built it. I love the looks of it, the black with the white wheels. Definitely has some crazy acceleration. It is a really nice looking car. The only thing I am, well, I guess not the only thing, but another thing I am a little bit upset about is the engine being in the front. Pretty sure most of the time they're in the back of these cars, especially seeing how they have the vents right here for the engine. But you know what? Front engine, it's all right. Not the biggest deal in the world. But I'll try and go live for the event that's happening tomorrow. If you didn't know, there is going to be a event for a new car, I'm assuming. But they said it's going to be harder than normal. So that might mean you have to still find stuff like the presents were and everything, but they're going to be different locations for everybody, or it'll be something totally different. We'll just have to wait and see for tomorrow, but we'll be doing it on the live stream. So make sure you tune into that. When the update drops, I should be live going over all of that, and then hopefully we can get the car for Saturday and do a customization on it then. I'm gonna hurry this up and go get that 1% and clear up some space. But yeah, this car is pretty great. I love the looks of it. It's pretty fast, it's pretty fun to drive, and yeah, it makes me a little bit upset that they were in the auctions for 2 weeks, but it is what it is. Hopefully this next update is worth it, but I guess that's about it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, peace out.